You walk through the door, you're perhaps attracted by a display in the window, but you walk through the door of the store, you see something at the back, you walk up to it, what do? You open the doors, you look around the back of it, you look at the side of it, the top of it. You're investigating that product, and what you need to do with product images is make sure that you're trying to recreate that experience within your website. So with this example, we've got multiple images, one showing the door open, a larger image there, showing a sense of scale, so you can see what sort of size this product is. A picture that's got dimensions, incredibly important with furniture, because again, if you look at the way that people behave when they're walking around a furniture store, a lot of people will take a tape measure with them and they'll come armed with the measurements of the space they want to fit a piece of furniture into. You need to do that same work on the website to make sure that when somebody's looking for something where it's space critical, then they can see the sizes without having to do a lot of work. You may well have the sizes written down in a description, but actually showing it on the product makes a big difference. Just to summarise in terms of the importance of product images, you're trying to emulate the in-store experience. If you always think about the customer and what you would be doing if you were buying this product, you need to try and recreate that. More than one image. It's very lazy, and we all do it sometimes. We get supplied with images from a supplier, perhaps a wholesaler, a supplier, an importer. They've created a photograph of each product for you, but they've only done it so they can identify the products usually. It's there for stock control as far as they're concerned, but you need product images that are going to sell. So you probably need to scrap that and create your own images. It's not difficult these days. Good quality images. I used to say don't take pictures from a mobile phone, but actually the cameras built into phones now mean that there's no reason for not having good quality images on your website. And it's all about removing doubt from the customer's mind. As I said, it's emulating the store experience, but it's removing doubt from the customer's mind. Is there something that they don't understand about the product? Then show it to them. Even if it means showing the underside of a product, so that they can see what it looks like from that side. Use video clips. I sometimes use the example, if you've got perhaps a small piece of I don't know, kitchen equipment, it doesn't look like much, but it creates fancy shapes or milkshakes or whatever. It's got a function which would benefit from being videoed. Create a video, put it on YouTube, embed it into your website so that people can find it and see it. And finally, look at 360-degree images. These are getting so much more sophisticated now, and also a lot easier to do. We came across a company called SpinMe, and no affiliation to us, but we were just intrigued by the system that they had. So a robot arm with a camera, it's all electronic, it's all computer controlled. You put the product on a turntable, the camera goes over, it takes multiple images, stitches them all together very cleverly, and then on the website you can put in an image that gives the customer complete control over viewing the image from where they want to view it. So the features they want to see, they can zoom in and they can just view it as they want. And these images aren't that expensive now, about 30 or 40 pounds per image. And if you've got a product that's a big seller, investing 30 or 40 pounds in producing good quality images like that for that one product will probably pay for itself almost immediately. I said I'd come back and talk very briefly about search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. Again, this seminar isn't a detailed search engine seminar, so I'm just going to really just give you the basics. This is a search results page in Google, and I'm just going to go through how this page is constructed. Because there are a number of different sections here. This section I've highlighted on the bottom left. This is the main, this is the natural search results coming out of Google. This is coming straight out of Google's database, sometimes referred to as being the organic results. These results here are what has made Google the good quality search engine that it is. This is the service it provides for free to its users. And what it's doing, it's trying to deliver good quality, relevant results against the keywords that we type in. So in this case, I typed in Anglepoise lamp. It's a brand of table lamp we all know. And the top site that's come up in the natural search results is anglepoise.com. So Google's doing a great job here because it's delivering me the brand owner's own website. And generally, Google does do a good job. And it's the techniques of search engine optimization that will influence Google and other search engines to place your website at the top of this natural search list for relevant search terms. And the techniques of search engine optimization are the way that your site is coded, the quality of the coding within your website, how easy it is for the search engine to view that code, things called metadata, tags that you put into the product descriptions and into the code of the website itself that get picked up and again help to signpost the search engines through your website and find out information. Secondly, it's on-page optimization. I talked about product images, and I said that product descriptions are very important. Well, product descriptions are important for people, but they're also incredibly important for search engines. Because putting keyword information within your product descriptions will help the search engines to place your web pages in the correct part of the database, so that when people are making relevant searches for your products, you'll be found in that section. And the third element broadly is inbound links, link building, building links coming into your website from other people's websites. That builds credibility for your website, not only giving you traffic coming from those sites, but it means that when the search engines are going out and viewing these external sites, they will see links coming back to your site, and it helps to improve the rankings for your site as well. You can also feed product data directly into Google, so it'll come up in product feeds. And also, these two sections that I've highlighted are all part of the same thing. They're all part of what's called pay-per-click advertising, and that's exactly what it says. You pay every time somebody clicks on an advert. So what you do as an owner or an advertiser, a website owner or an advertiser, you create a campaign, you go into Google, create a campaign, you decide on your keywords, you decide on the wording for your adverts, you decide on your budget, how much you're prepared to pay for people to click into your website. You set that advertising running, and then when somebody types in that keyword, your advert will appear in the list depending on how much you're prepared to pay in relation to other people. And when somebody clicks on that advert, it will cost you money. And every time somebody clicks on that advert, it will cost you money. The interesting thing is, in terms of search engines, and in terms of getting representation on this search results page, you need to be doing search engine optimization to get those natural listings, and you should be doing pay-per-click advertising as well. And the reason for that is search engine optimization is a slow burn. It's something that you start off when you first get the website, and you start building up your rankings, and you gain these natural listings over a period of time. But the thing is, you're not paying for this, and you cannot guarantee positions through search engine optimization. There may be people who disagree with me, but the fact is that Google will not sell you natural search results within their database. Excuse me. What you can buy is pay-per-click advertising, and you can buy positions by bidding and paying in that way. So from an e-commerce point of view, pay-per-click advertising is incredibly important and incredibly useful. We've got a number of clients whose pretty much their main spending in terms of marketing is pay-per-click advertising in terms of gaining new customers. And they do that because they can know how much they're spending. They know how much they're spending to get customers because they know how much they're bidding, they know how many people need to come into their website before somebody buys, and therefore with their conversion rate calculation, they can work out their cost per sale or their cost of acquiring a new customer. That's enough about search engines. If you want to know more, then obviously come and talk to us afterwards and we can give you some more information. The one other thing I want to highlight is newsletters. Again, as I say, we deal with a lot of smaller independent retailers. And this is an area where they can really compete with the big boys. Because, and I'm talking about email newsletters here, and there's often a reluctance with new e-commerce retailers to start using email newsletters within their marketing mix. And it's partly because I think sometimes they feel that maybe the customers won't want to receive things from them, they'll treat it as spam, and they don't want to be tarred with that particular brush. But the fact is, for existing customers, people who have already bought from you, email newsletters are welcomed, and often they can be an incredibly effective and cost-effective way of bringing customers in for that second, third, fourth, fifth ongoing purchase from you, because it keeps reminding them that you're still there. And I think one of the problems with online retailing is that because we do so much buying online now, we sometimes forget where we're buying things from. And so being reminded brings us back into the websites and can encourage us to buy. And just one example here, John Lewis, they're very effective at keeping in touch with their customers, telling them what the offers are. This was an offer at the beginning of the summer, talking about going to the beach. It seems like a distant memory now, even though the sun is shining this morning. But they will keep in touch with you as a customer and keep sending you relevant information. One that's perhaps a bit closer to my heart, this is the Virgin Wine Bank. I pay a sum of money into Virgin every month, and funnily enough, when I've got enough money there to buy a case of wine, they seem to send me regular marketing information. The fact is they know what I've bought, and this is the good thing about email marketing for e-commerce, because you know what your customers have bought and you know who your customers are. If somebody comes into your store, You don't know who they are necessarily. They can buy from you anonymously, spend the money, walk out to the store. Whereas online, you know their name, you know their email address. If you're delivering products to them, you know their actual physical address. You know what they bought, at what price, and how often they buy from you as well. And you can use all of that information to make sure that when you send them an offer, in this case for Spanish red wine, because that's what I buy, they know that they're sending you something that's relevant and of interest. And funnily enough, what happens is, if I've got enough money in this wine bank, I tend to click on the offer, go in, buy the wine, it gets delivered 2 days later. It works excellently, and you can emulate this within your own businesses. I said I'd talk very briefly at the end. I think I've got 5 minutes, or less than that possibly. A couple of minutes left. Just to talk about social media. Again, I think this is the subject of a whole presentation later on from somebody else, and I don't mean to step on their toes. But has anybody heard of Graze.com? Have you heard of Graze.com? Yeah, there's a few people actually, increasingly. Every time I say this, a few more hands go up. It's quite interesting. So their marketing is obviously working. Just to explain the concept, what Graze does is they supply these little boxes. They're delivered normally to people's desks at work. They contain fruit and nuts, and you choose from a list of things that you want, and it comes as a little bit of a surprise because they tend to mix and match things up. So you decide one day, the same day every week, which day you want that box to arrive. It comes to your office or your home. Open it up and you can graze from that box through the day. It's a healthy snack. The way it works then, you pay a regular fee, I think it's £3.99 a week for the box. Now from a marketing point of view, of course, if somebody in an office gets a graze box, if it's a big office, then other people will see it and it will spread in that way through the office, and so more people will buy into it that way. But what Graze have done in terms of their marketing is every time you subscribe to their service, you get a code. And this is a code that if it's used by a new customer signing up for the service, they get a discount off their first order, and you get a discount off your next order. So every time the code is used, you win as the person who's published the code, and the new customer wins because they've gained a discount. And of course Graze wins because their marketing only ever costs them money when somebody uses their code. So it's free. They're not paying hoping to get a result. They only pay when they get a result. And the reason that social media is so important with this is if you type in Graze box codes or Graze codes into Twitter and do a search, you will find hundreds, if not thousands, of these codes coming up, and they're all available for you to use. And I think that's how Graze have managed to grow their business over the last 18 months, 2 years. So there we go. There's a few techniques. We haven't got time to go through all of them. But in summary, by applying effective marketing techniques on top of a sound e-commerce platform, and then applying your retail knowledge, your retail principles, that's how you will build a successful online retail business. Just briefly before we go, there are those little slips on the pads there. If you do want some more information from us, if you would like an appraisal of your existing e-commerce website, we're happy to do that. It's free of charge. It's a 30-point checklist. We'll email it to you within a week. Fill in the form, hand it back to myself or to Ray, and we'll happily put that into action for you. Thank you very much for coming along. The show, I think, is opening. Well, it's open pretty much now. So, yeah. So you can go straight off into the show. There's some good exhibitors out there, and I hope you have an excellent day. And we look forward to speaking to you later on as well. So, thank you very much.